As promised, welcome back to the Pete Maravich Assembly Center here on the campus of LSU as we close out the Baton Rouge Regional. LSU gets the win tonight over Michigan, 66-42. LSU will advance to play Utah at a time to be determined next week. Joining me to my immediate left is head coach Kim Mulkey. To her left in the middle of the table is Angel Reese. 25 points, 24 rebounds, and 4 assists tonight for Angel Reese. On the far end of the table is LaDasia Williams. She had 10 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals in tonight's game. We will start the press conference off with questions directly to either Angel or LaDasia. Then we will take comments and questions from head coach Kim Mulkey. If you are joining us via Zoom, please hit the raise hand toggle bar and we will come to you. As always, for the media here in person, please address the player you are asking your question to by introducing yourself and your affiliation. And with that, congratulations, lady. We'll open up the floor for questions for Angel Reese and LaDasia Williams.
Hey, right here, Matthew Bruni with On 3. Angel, what exactly was the situation? Was it just your lip? You got elbowed? And how, obviously did that affect you just throughout the game?
I got hit the first play of the game. It wasn't intentional or anything, just going up for a rebound, and I got hit in the mouth. So I tried to run over to the bench as quick as possible to get whatever repaired as much as I could, got a mouthpiece and got some tissue and just tried to keep playing through. So that's what happened.
Angel, and for LaDasia, Jim Kleinpeter with the Baton Rouge Advocate. Was there a bounce-back vibe tonight for y'all? Did y'all feel like, knowing what you had at stake tonight, that there was some electricity on the team coming into this game?
For me, I was hungry. I didn't want to let my seniors go out on a loss. This means more than me. It's bigger than me. They had their last game in the PMAC of their career, so just being able to go out there and play as hard as I could and just being out there and leave it all on the floor for them was just the most important thing to me tonight.
I wouldn't say it was really a bounce-back game. We were just executed our preparation, and we just did what we had to do on the defensive end.
Yeah, Angel, just now back-to-back games in the NCAA tournament where y'all have defended at a really high level. What has changed for y'all, since even the SEC tournament as y'all continue to move forward?
Just focus. Staying together as one. We've seen so many different lineups and different things and different defenses thrown at us. They played us in a zone early on, so we had preparation for that early on in practice yesterday, and then some today in pregame shooting. So just being able to stay attention to detail, because it's either we're gonna go home right now. So if you're not paying attention and executing plays and doing what we're supposed to do, then we can go home. So we want to stay here.
And Dylan Sanders, 24/7 Sports. Angela, you talked about your seniors, but what can you say about Flau'jae as a true freshman, what she brought to this game in the biggest game of her career?
Man, I'm proud of Flau'jae. It might not always show up on the stat sheet, but she played great defense. She comes out and she pays attention to detail. She does a lot of film, and it shows. She played, 33 minutes? How many fouls did she have? One foul. So when Flau'jae doesn't foul, her maturity has grown from so much from the beginning to now. So I'm super happy for Flau'jae, and we can't win without her.
Patricia Caputo with KLSU. Angel, can you just talk a little bit about what you were telling the team at halftime to make sure that you could close out with a win?
We've been here before. We were up 17 against Tennessee, and look what happened. So we couldn't get comfortable. We came out third quarter pretty slow. I think they went on a 5-0 run. So being able to come into that timeout and telling us, stay poised, stay together, we got to address this right now so that it doesn't happen again like how it happened in SEC. But I think we responded really well.
Michael Cowell from WBRZ. If both of y'all could answer, LaDasia, could you start? Just the job Kateri did. She got the start, and I haven't seen her that engaged for that long all season.
Yeah, Kateri, she's a big guard for us, so she really helped us out on the defensive end, shutting down their main player and just using her body and her strength to really execute on defensive end.
Yeah, Kateri knows Michigan, me and her know Michigan, but you also can't think, Jazz comes off the bench and she doesn't get down. Sometimes when players come out and don't start, you don't know what you can get from them, but for her to come out and shoot the way she shot tonight, and we can't win without her either. So her Kateri and Jazz tonight were really important for us tonight.
Raymond Parch with the game, 103.7 Lafayette, 104.1 Lake Charles. This is for Angel and LaDasia. You guys dominated the glass, beat them by 20. On the glass, was that just something that you felt you had a great matchup against their bigs, or was it just you guys kind of just ratcheted up the aggressiveness?
We knew one of the keys to winning the game is rebounding, so we really emphasized that in practice and really try to stay and maintain great positioning on the boards to get the boards and then just do what we do with our length.
Yeah, we kind of knew that they had more size than us. I mean, that's kind of we started Kateri tonight. So being able to everybody guard and rebound at all 5 positions was really important tonight.
This is for the players. At the end of this first half, Michigan only had 15 points. I think it was their lowest first half point total all season. Just what did you guys do defensively to limit them so much in the first half?
Really Team U basketball, being to help off the drive, knowing who the shooters are, just really executing our scout and what we've been preparing for all week.
Yeah, I think this is one of our best defensive games in a long time, especially on our home court. I think we had a lot of energy. So shout out to the fans, the students. They came back out, and then everybody else tonight. They said it was only 10,000 people, but it felt like way more. So it was fun.
Brooke Kirchhoffer with WWL in New Orleans. Sorry if you both have already been asked this, but you've been talking about size for the past 2 days going up against Michigan. What does it do for the group having shown that you guys can have success against a bigger group now moving into the rest of the tournament?
I think we've seen it early on in playing against South Carolina. They had a lot of size, so I think we're kind of used to it. Just being able to be in practice and just paying close attention to our scouting reports. Coach Bob does a great job making sure that we know our scouting reports. So right now it's just about executing and just paying attention to every detail.
Angel, we've talked a lot about your maturity this year, but right out of the gate it was tested, getting popped in the mouth and just responding and kind of playing through it. I guess now that it's over, how proud are you of that, and how conscious of it during the game were you to kind of remember to stay in the game?
Yeah, I mean, probably freshman year I probably would have cried, maybe sat down for a little while, but I knew Coach, if I was to act like I was hurt or something, that she was going to get on me. So I know my team needed me. So I don't ever want to disappoint my team. So I did whatever it takes. It takes a bloody lip and bloody mouth, and I'll figure it out later tonight. So I just don't want to let my team down.
Chessie Boucher with WVLA Baton Rouge. I just talked to Poole in the locker room, and I asked her about the chemistry between you two. It really showed tonight, and it was like next level.
That's my girl. I mean, I love KP. We go way back, so I still have a lot of. I see a lot of things in KP that she might not even see in herself. So I push her harder than anybody in practice. So when she found out she was starting, I mean, I was like, "This is your time. Like, you have to show and come out here with a lot of energy and just do what you do. Play KP. KP from New York, so she ain't scared of nobody. KP not scared of nobody. I'm from Baltimore, so KP, New York and Baltimore, they go head to head. So I love KP, and she's just the key to our team."
Madeline Adams from Fox 8 New Orleans. Angel, at one point in the game in the fourth quarter, you had more rebounds alone than all of Michigan. I was talking to Alexis in the locker room, and she was like, "I'm not surprised." Like, just what did it take to be that dominant on the glass tonight for you personally?
I mean, I was not very efficient at all tonight. So, I mean, a lot of those rebounds came from a lot of my misses. And then I think my teammates for missing some shots so I can get the rebound. But, I mean, just paying close attention to where the ball is. I have a really good eye for the ball. So, rebound is what's key, and that's what's written on our board. We have to rebound and defend to win. So as far as we go, we have to rebound and defend.
Sure. Yeah, for both of y'all, you kind of mentioned it, going 4 in your locker, going back to Greenville now. Not necessarily about the Tennessee game, but just the idea of going back to a place that you're familiar with, have some experience with. How excited are you to be moving on to not only the Sweet 16 but there?
Yeah, we're just taking it one day at a time, but we're very excited. We're ready to start preparing for the next game, and we're just ready for whatever's ahead of us.
Yeah, I mean, we had a bad taste in our mouth from going to Greenville the first time. So, I mean, going back is kind of just playing together, going together, and just getting a lot of rest and recovery to focus on Utah now. I mean, we have all the tools, so just making sure that we're paying attention to detail now. So I know all our fans are going to travel with us, and I just want to thank them for an amazing year, 17-0 at home. It's surreal in the PMAC, and I mean, I'm lost for words for them.
2 notes for you here. LSU has 5 minutes left in their open locker room, and per her hoop stats, Angel Reese is the first player in NCAA tournament history to score 25 points and grab 24 rebounds. Angel, congratulations on that. And Angel and LaDeja, thank you very much for your time. Congratulations. Best of luck in the next round. We appreciate it. All right, we'll now address questions for head coach Kim Mulkey. Again, as we have been doing, if you will raise your hand and introduce yourself, your affiliation, we'll now have questions for LSU head coach.
Jim Kleinpeter with the Baton Rouge Advocate. Kim, 2 questions. Was considering the moment and considering the competition, was that as locked in defensively as you've seen this year's team? And how big was Jasmine coming off the bench with those threes at the start of the second quarter?
We were definitely locked in. I don't know if I would just categorize it as the best. It was good. It was darn good because we really didn't shoot it good. If you look at the, until we got to the third, actually it was the fourth quarter, we started relaxing and hitting some of those threes. Jasmine handled herself like a trooper. She knew exactly why Kateri started, and it had nothing to do with anything but size. We knew they were bigger on the perimeter, and I wanted size in there, and I don't hesitate to put her in. They played a lot of zone, and I told her to go in there, and you get open look, fire it, and she came out on fire, and it was so big. It was so big. I think, I don't know if it was Scott or who, you got to have production from everybody, right? I think we got production from everybody. I thought Flage missed shots, but she kept battling on the boards. I think she had 4 at half, ended up with 6. She hit a couple threes there late. How about LaDeja? I thought Samaya did fine when she was in there, but where's the guy that asked me about throwing waves? They didn't come at us in waves, did they? They played about 6 players, and we played about 6 players because it's the end of the season. It's, survive and advance. And but we were locked in defensively.
Jacques Doucet, WAP-TV. Coach, throughout the year you said we've won a lot of games, but we haven't accomplished anything yet. Is this the first Sweet 16 in 9 years for the school, and taking that next step, is that really accomplishing something?
It's not a championship, but it is definitely accomplishment. We have won one more game than we won last year, and you better believe that that's big for us in rebuilding this program. I thought the students were back tonight. They're done with spring break. I thought they were just awesome. I thought the crowd was electric. But yeah, Jock, that's a big deal for this program at this time. I've got coaches in there with tears in their eyes that have never won and been to a Sweet 16. I've got coaches in there that have been to multiple Final Fours and national championships. So you don't ever take things for granted, and you let them enjoy it. You let them soak it all in, and got kids in that locker room that have never been to a Sweet 16. And I'm wet. I'm soaking wet, so if I get pneumonia, y'all fill in for me.
Madeline Adams from Fox 8 New Orleans. Coach, Michigan went on that 5-0 run to start the second half. You called a timeout. How do you feel like your team responded after that?
It was just a nice timeout. I was very mild and gentle and just needed to, it's teaching. That happened to us in the SEC tournament against Tennessee. We had a 17-point lead, and we're trying to grow, and we're trying to teach them. How did they just score 5 points? Foul line, stop the clock, three-pointer, 2 feet off. So you're just stopping and you're teaching. And that's what we did, stop them, challenge them, and teach them, and make them remember.
Michael Cobble, WBRC. Just your thoughts on the job that Kateri did tonight.
Kateri was at Ohio State. Angel was at Maryland. Those guys are familiar with that league. And I thought Kateri did great defensively. I thought every time Brown tried to do something, Kateri was right there trying to tie her up, just physical with her. I thought when screens were set, Kateri, if you can't get over it, get under it. She was big time. The big 3 she hit, that was big. That was confident. Kateri will pass the ball before she shoots it a lot of times. She can shoot it. Let it fly. She was good. She was good defensively. Here comes my guy. They didn't throw waves at us. They threw 6 at us. Told you they wouldn't.
Dylan Sanders, 24/7. Same question I asked the players. What can you say about Flage and her performance as a true freshman in this kind of game?
Well, Flage gets down on herself when she misses shots. And I stay on her about if that guy in the paint's open, she's going to make a hero out of you. Get her the ball when you're missing shots, and then loosen up, and then she'll get the ball right back to you when things are going good. And I just think sometimes she gets she doesn't know how to take me. And so I just told her when she came off that floor, you're going to be one heck of a player by the time your career is over. Look how much you have improved thus far. And she's better. She's better at understanding all phases of the game. She got us big rebounds when she missed shots. She didn't stop shooting the ball. She got us more paint touches than she probably did 3-4 months ago. I pulled her to the side one time. We were running, and she trotted from foul line to foul line on that left wing. And Alexis has the ball here, and here's a post here. If she would have just been in a dead sprint and cut to the basket, Alexis would have given her a layup. That's what you're continuing to teach freshmen.
Matthew Bruni with On 3 over here. Was it a relief to see, Jasmine hit those threes and then, other players start stepping up and making threes after y'all's performance against Hawaii?
Yes, the relief was the timing of hitting the threes. We had taken some. Alexis was she was kind of hesitant after she missed a few, and Flage was not real happy at herself for missing a few. And so I thought, if they're going to stay in this zone, let me give Jazz a look. And she came out just smoking. And she wanted to go back in. I'm ready, Coach. I'm ready. I said, I know you are, Jazz. I know you are. But the flow of the game dictates, when you go in the game. But, man, she's our hero. I mean, she came in and did her job.
Chessa Boucher with WVLA here in Baton Rouge. Coach, I just talked to Jazz, and I asked her, where did that confidence come from? And she just said the belief that you gave in her. Did you say anything or do anything, or is it just her ability to see what was on the floor to coming off the bench from that?
I think Jazz is a type of person that I probably don't give her enough hugs. She needs more hugs. Each kid is different. Some need a kick in the rear. Some need hugs. Jasmine wants to please me. In all that she does, she wants to please me. And I feel that from her. I can sense it in her. And she needs to understand I never stop believing in you. When I make decisions on not starting or taking you in and out of a ball game, it has nothing to do with how much I love you. It is strictly a basketball decision, and I think she's grown and sees that and sees her value, Jasmine, I think, will tell you if she doesn't say this, you need to ask her. This is the best year of her college career. It's the most productive year of her college career. Started at Georgia Tech, went to West Virginia. You just ask her. And those are things I keep reiterating to her is it doesn't matter how many you miss. It doesn't matter how many minutes you get. Think about your entire year. This is probably the best year she's ever had in basketball.
Corey Diaz is with the USA Today Network. Kim, I know there's a lot of really good things happening on campus right now. Athletically, baseball's number one. Football team had the season that it had. When you think about Angel Reese, how do you qualify her importance on Louisiana State University's campus, to the women's basketball program here, to the athletic department? Just how do you qualify just her significance?
Well, I'm answering it from a partial viewpoint. I see her every day. I don't have one clue what goes on social media unless somebody brings it to my attention. I just know that she has to be mentioned today in a short period of time. She's only been here, and she has an opportunity to stay here for 2 more years. She has made an impact on our program, women's basketball, and I would think, just like the brand LSU, every sport has one particular player or two particular, depending on the sport, that everybody knows about. And I think Angel, she has lived up to her hype on this floor. She still hasn't won a championship. She craves that. She wants that. But she has helped us jumpstart and wake up this program and wake up this community and bring young kids to ball games and older people who are just like, thank you, Coach. we just been kind of fading away, wanting something exciting to happen. And she's done that. Flage has done that. Alexis Morris has done that. And they've taken advantage of NIL, guys. I was in shock the other day when I saw some of those numbers. I was like, oh. You're kidding me. But it's here to stay.
How much do you think your team grew up maybe a little tonight and unlocked the next best version of themselves?
I think we grew up a lot. I think we grew up in two areas, Michael, and that's rebounding and defense. I'm going to say it again. When I sat here and told you you're getting ready to play Michigan, do you remember what I told you? I told you I thought their seed was too low, and I told you how tough they were. I thought we were tough tonight. We were tough at all positions. And it started on the defensive end, and it started on the boards. I just thought we were tough. And if you follow the Big Ten a lot, they're tough. All those teams are just tough-minded people and coaches and players, and I just thought we accepted the challenge of not just maybe being quicker, but just being tough. Tough on the defensive end, and I thought we were.
Brooke Kirchhofer with WWL in New Orleans. Angel Reese never fails to impress week after week, but how big is not just hers, but LaDasia Williams' composure in these postseason games and leaning on that as you guys move on?
LaDasia Williams is that senior that doesn't want her season to end. She wanted to get to a Sweet 16. She's just so calm. You know, you never see LaDasia get rattled. I never see her lose her composure. She just battled in there. She is not one, and I talked to her and Samaya both about this. Samaya's a freshman, but Day is an older senior. Y'all need to quit getting pushed around in there. You need to get positioned. If you're not going to win a battle because someone's bigger and thicker and stronger, you can position yourself in a way where you can get that rebound and get a putback. And not only did she do that tonight, she got the ball a lot and finished. She was not afraid to get the ball down there and make, moves. Her footwork is excellent. You can tell she's an older player.
Last question right here. Brett.
Yeah, Brett Martell with AP. I'm asking this a little bit in the context of the intentional foul. As tough as Michigan wants to be and is, do you think the ferociousness that Angel played with had some kind of unsettling effect on them that built up over the course of the game? And
You're talking about when they got the intentional. I don't know that Angel, I can't answer that. I'm not in those kids' minds. But I can tell you this, I don't think it was just Angel tonight. Kateri Poole had to guard Brown. Kateri Poole had to guard Brown. That kid is a baller. She took it harder probably than anybody in their locker room, or at least it looked that way in the handshake line. That kid's a heck of a ball player. Probably playing out of position, because when I played her at Baylor 2 years ago in the bubble or whenever, 3 years, whatever it was, she was off guard. We couldn't stop her. And I had a 6'1" perimeter player on her, and that kid was tough as nails, and now she's playing point guard, which made me really nervous. And I just thought that Kateri was just solid. Just anything Brown was going to get, she was going to have to work for. But I don't know that it was just Angel. It could have been frustration. I don't remember what the score was at that time. But now here's a coaching move that you have to make a decision on. See, I thought it was going to be Angel shoots 2 free throws, then I get to choose somebody else to shoot the technical fouls and we get the ball back. It's not that way anymore. They told me anybody can shoot those free throws. So I learned tonight. Anybody could shoot it. So what did I do? I've got to make a decision. Do I go with the percentages on who on that stat sheet tells you? Analytics guys will love this. Who on that stat sheet's our best free throw shooter? Alexis Morris. Alexis hadn't hit too many shots. I don't even know if she'd been to the foul line yet. Angel had been to the foul line. She's pretty much made it. So I had to make a decision right there. And chose Alexis for a lot of reasons. One, she's the best free throw shooter we have statistically. And two, I needed her to have something good happen. And Angel's good with it. But now, see, if I'm Angel at the next practice, I'm giving her a hard time. Because I've done that twice this year. And Alexis is 2 for 4 on Angel's 4 free throws. So, I'll kind of talk a little trash with them and, get their attention. But those are split-second decisions.